think we're not live yet, actually. Now we're live.
Now we're live.
Now we're live.
Now we're live.
I don't know what happened. The system just.
What on earth is going on, Tony? What on earth is going on there?
You moving on Arteta settings, man. These Arteta settings, man.
I think this is Arteta settings.
Mate, come on, man.
Guys,
come on.
We've just gotten into the show, yeah. See, I want to welcome, another person that my big friend, my big brother, down to the show. Of course, from America, from the South Side. It's another person than Matt, the Southern Gunner. Matt, welcome to the show.
Hey.
Gunner's in the house.
Yes, sir, brother. What's going on, Tony? It's always good to be over here, man.
Yeah, man. Of course. I'm sorry for the glitch. Of course, the intro never played, but we'll just scratch that. It's something serious we're talking about here today. Yeah. My other partner who's here too, it's not a person that my good friend too, Wilson Ohwene. Wilson, you're welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, I'm good, guys. How you doing? I'm good. Absolute, not in the best of not in the best of moments for Arsenal at the moment. I'll tell you what, there's gonna be fireworks. I've got a lot to say in this show.
You've got a lot
there's
to
gonna
say,
be fireworks.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the show.
Of
really
course. Wilson, yeah. we have Matt who has a lot to say because I saw him in the chat yesterday. Matt was fuming yesterday, bro. Yeah, I know.
Of course he was, because there's reasons for that. We all know what the reason is.
Yeah, exactly. Matt, I'll start from you, man. Matt, just take us through what happened for you on an emotional basis in that matchup on Saturday. How did you feel? Did you feel like we came out with the right mindset to actually contain that game and go ahead and win and extend, our lead in the summit of the, at the top of the league? Or do you think we came out the game negatively? What was your emotional process through that matchup on Saturday, Matt?
All right,
you're welcome to the show, my brother.
So appreciate it, Tony. Once again, it's a pleasure to be here, man. I always enjoy it. So this is what I took away from that game. We came into the game. Immediately, the first thing I noticed was we had not made any changes from the last few games. So
that's the first thing that hits you.
Yeah, that's the first thing. There's no changes made. Trossard was not starting, who should have been starting. He came into the team on form.
Exactly.
We bought him on form. Now, how rare is it that we buy players that are actually on form that are ready to be put into play? He's shown this the last few times he's played. So he did not start. Martinelli, we'll get to him in a second. We look at players like Ben White, who is still starting.
Exactly.
He's having a problem overlapping. And so, I mean, it seems like we're just running the same rat race. Tony, I'm going to I'm straight. You know how I am. I'm straight and narrow. I'm just going to cut straight off. Mikelarteta has ran out of ideas. No B, C, D, E, F, G. We have no plan to fall back on. When it goes wrong, we have nothing to fall back on. Now, there's a contingent who are out there today. They are on their head about this VAR. Look.
My word.
We'll come to VAR. VAR's a different topic. We need to just stick to this first.
As far as I'm concerned, we should have never put ourselves in the situation for that to even happen. That goes because we did not have a plan. We didn't have a plan for when we scored and how to shut up shop. 1-0 is just as good as 2-1, 4-1, or whatever. You get the win and get out of jail. Let me tell you something. I told you, Tony. I told you 3 weeks ago. I told you that this transfer window was going to come right back and circle back.
And circle back to hunters. You said it. You said it in the transfer show we did the other day. Mama Flossie, big ups to you. Thanks for that like. Mama Flossie, poo. Big gunshots for you, Mama Flossie. Yeah, my brother. Matt.
And so I think that I got an echo there. I'm not sure if it's on my end or not.
Wilson, I think it's from your end, Wilson. It happens whenever you come to the show.
Oh, it feels like I'm having bad luck. I'll
No,
try
it's not
and.
bad luck. It's just
All right,
the
I
audio.
think it's so I still hear it. All right, there we go. There we
Yeah,
go.
there we
All
go.
right.
Perfect
All
for
right.
now.
So I think that because we did not go out and do our business properly in January, what we should have done is we should have there comes a point where it's safe if you go to the grocery store, your girlfriend say, hey, Tony, I'm gonna need you to go to the grocery store. I'm gonna give you a list of things to pick up, and then you come back with nothing but candy in the bag, and you say, well, she said, well, this is not what I sent you to the store to get, but baby, it's candy. We can enjoy this candy. That still does not negate the fact that you went to the store and you did not bring what you needed to bring. We went to the store and came back with exactly what we did not need. Jorginho is not what we need to be in a title race. Jorginho will be good as a stopgap. If we're third, fourth, we're just trying to go through the motions, then that's different. But as far as I'm concerned, we're supposed to be challenging for a title. We're supposed to be challenging for a title. And we have left players out there. You had players you could have went and spent money on. They told me that JoaoFelix was too expensive, but yet we pay for his transfer. These are
Paid
all
for his
we
transfer
pay
to
for his
Chelsea.
transfer. Yeah, and look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Hit the ground running. Look at him. We need a striker. Nketiah's goals have dried up. I'll say the same thing I said in the chat yesterday. The water was cold. We hit an iceberg. We've hit an iceberg. And there are leaks in the boat. There are leaks in the boat. Wednesday's game is a massive game. Massive. We can get past this game Wednesday. Guess what? Saturday's game is massive. Everything is massive now. Every game is massive because Manchester United is sitting right on the back.
That on our necks, breathing down.
Yeah, they are
breathing down our necks, winning games.
They're 5 points behind us, man.
I want you 5 points. If we turn around here and we lose this game Wednesday, you've got United and Manchester City sitting right on top of you. You
don't even start.
And you know how we are under pressure. You know how we are under pressure. This is why I told you. If Gary in the chat, anybody who's watched me, I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks. I said we need to win it. This was 2 games ago. We need to win the next 6 games. Somebody told me I was moving the goalpost. Well, now look at the goalpost. Now you got to move. You got to win the next. Now you got to win the next 8 to make sure you're good. And people, we're 18 games away from the season over with. 16 or something along that line. That's not a lot of games, y'all. That's not a lot of games. I don't think people understand the severity of this. You go behind Manchester United or Manchester City, and now we got to play catch up again. We have led all season, and now we're in a situation where we
could be caught.
Yeah, we could be caught. Now, some questions have got to be answered. If this happens, heads have got to roll. We're not the same team week in, week out. Week in, week out. Who did not realize that Ivan Toney was going to be bullying defenders?
He bullied our centre backs, man.
Yeah.
But see here, guys, I have a problem with a defender that has been playing very, very well from the start of the season, from preseason till about, let's say, 6-7 games now. See, for like 6-7 games in a row, Saliba has been questionable for our team. Yeah. Let's call a spade a spade.
He's not being great.
See, I'm a very straight shooter, yeah. When it comes to praise the team, I'm number one. I'm the number one in chief. I do that. But see, when it comes to being very real, I also want to be a part of that, part of that circle that speaks reality and is very, very direct in speaking the truth. See, Saliba's form has been shocking. Has been shocking for the past 6-7 games. But you know what, like my friend here, Matt, the Southern Gunnerz said here, heads have to roll. See, yeah, I'll go to you, my friend Wilson Uwene.
Yeah.
I know you have a lot to talk about.
Oh, I
See,
do. Oh,
but
I do.
Matt has laid the gauntlet down here already. Heads must roll. See, who takes the responsibility? And I want you to look at the situation in a very holistic manner. Like, I don't want you to be subjective to this. We're all Arsenal fans down here.
Yeah.
Matt is he's a gooner. You too, you're a
Mm.
gooner. So of course, let's stop this, or let's have a good conversation, just like a family meeting. Yeah. See, this is very simple. Who has to take the responsibility for this deep in form? Because see, heads must roll for this. Who
Yep.
takes the cake in this one? Wane, please set it rolling for us.
For me, I'm going to be real right now,
Mm,
because first
mm,
of all, in the last couple of games, when we're not in great form, Saliba
mm.
has been poor recently. He got bullied by Tony, man, all game. I saw a stat or something that Saliba has lost 10 out of 10 duels from Tony,
11.
man.
11.
11,
Matt,
which is
shocking
shocking, man.
statistics yesterday.
He
11
bullied our
duels.
defense all
Saliba
game.
lost 11 duels yesterday
It's
on
shocking,
Saturday.
man. It's shocking, Tony. And not only that, Saliba's not the only one who's in poor form. Martinelli, in particular, he frustrated the life army. He does not penetrate enough. He's lacking
Mm,
confidence. He's lacking confidence. And I do feel sorry for Eddie as well, because since Gabriel Jesus has been out, let's be real, he's been decent. But in the last few games, the goals have dried up. They've dried up.
it's dried up.
Why? Why? And that's what we have to ask the questions right now. And then Odegaard has not been at his best, but Shevchenko, Jesus Christ!
See, even be- even be- even
Shevchenko's.
before we even go to that Zichenko, yeah. See,
Oh
this is
yeah.
for two of you. See, I have a problem. I have a very, very big. It doesn't sit down well with my soul that Arsenal is in search of goals, and we have a striker in Ligue 1 who is actually tearing down Ligue 1, and actually right now, as we
Over
speak,
16 goals, Tony.
over
What, Tony?
16 goals
In
for
goals.
Tony, I
Balogun
told
in
you.
Ligue 1 is more than Mbappe, is more than Lionel Messi, is more. See, there is no other thing to say here. We're in the quest of getting a title for like in 20 seasons. We've not seen this, and we have one of our best strikers serving another club, Rams, in the north of France, and he's scoring goals for these guys for fun. And we can't even lay our hands on a striker to give us a goal. What is this? What is this?
For
Who
me,
takes the
Tony,
blame in this?
let me say you this,
I'll start
because
from
I
you,
get
Wilson,
the.
before Matt
Oh,
chimes
sorry,
in on
sorry.
that.
Because I have to say, for me, the players are responsible for their form, and the manager has got to take some blame as well. Why did Trossard not start? Why? Because
Hmm.
he's in better form than Martinelli right now. And personally, and Ben White, the person I forgot about, he's been poor in the last few games as well.
Oh
It's not
my
just
God,
one or
Ben
two
White's
games.
form has been shocking, bro,
He's been
for the past
shocking.
five.
Yeah.
Oh my
You know,
God.
you know what? You know,
Hang on. I've got something else to say as well. For me, on Wednesday, I said this once. Tomiyasu and Trossard need to start simply because Ben White and Martinelli are in poor form. You can't be playing players in poor form against City. City are laughing at us right now. They're smelling blood. As as one of the other guys said, like Manchester United. They're 5 points behind us. They're in the title race again. And City are three behind us. And the reason why they're three behind us, first of all, I would love to talk about the VAR decisions and that. I'll talk about it in my next point. But the fact is, we dropped points again. And we've conceded, we've conceded goals from set pieces in the last three games. That is a concern, man. That is a concern.
A
We need to
big
cut out
concern.
these
A big concern.
mistakes. Really, I'm not losing hope of the title of the title yet, because it's not over. You know what I mean? But I'm concerned because we're not in great form. We need to fix up.
In great form.
you know, Will.
See,
I want to.
Matt,
Simple as
please chime
that.
in on that.
Yeah,
Matt,
I
please
want to
chime in
comment
on
on this.
that. And again, Matt, uh, are we kind of like, are we losing our heads too quickly? I don't
Absolutely,
know, because
absolutely,
because if
absolutely not.
someone sees it, they'll say, "Hey, you're top of the league. Why are you complaining? Why are you moaning?" Of course, there'll be those set of people that would, say that, in some quarters. Are we out of order to look into this inquest in any way?
No, absolutely not. And I want to back up what Will said. I want to go. I want to bring up a point too. I mean, when he brought up Odegaard, it made me think about it. There's two things I want to bring up: Odegaard and Zinchenko. First with Odegaard. Odegaard, why? Explain to me why is he out there on the wing? Because that's what I looked at most of that game. He was out on the
Yeah,
wing
What?
on the wing.
doing
Yeah, it was on the yeah.
doing
I saw him.
doing
Yeah,
Saka's job. He's out there doing what Saka's supposed to be over there in
exactly.
Big
He was
White.
drifting out
Drifting. He's
wide.
just drifting.
Why
Yeah,
was he drifting?
that's what I'm saying. Why is he way out there? Why is
Why?
he out there? Then second off,
He should be in
why
the middle, man.
exactly? And speaking of the middleman, Zinchenko. Why is
Oh my word.
Zinchenko is great going forward, but horrible defending? Well, how do we alleviate that problem? Well, I tell you what, then. If you really just want to play him in the middle, play him in the. He can play in the middle. Drop him in the middle. Put Kieran Tierney out there and let him because he can whip the
Why
ball.
did he not start?
This is
Again.
these are
Why
problems.
did he not come on?
Arteta's inept ability to manage
Hmm.
and make he has a knack for stubbornness. He is extremely stubborn when it comes to his team. He does not want to move certain people around. He's going to try to make it fit. And I'm telling you, it's hampering Martinelli when he's out there. Jez brought it up in the chat. You have no left hand support. So basically, we're going to double up because there's no.
I mean, Shevchenko's not. I mean, let's see something else because because I have to say this because Shevchenko is clearly not supporting Martinelli. Nowhere near enough. Let's be real about it. That's right. It's affecting Martinelli's form. I mean, when Gabby Jesus was with him, Martinelli was playing well, but it doesn't excuse how poor he's been. Let's be real about it right now.
But again, I had a show with
Ramsdale.
Ola yesterday.
Look at that goal. Look at that goal for
I had a
Ramsdale.
show with Ola yesterday. They were talking about this Martinelli KT. I don't want any excuses for this Martinelli guy.
No,
let's don't bring up excuses for this guy. This guy was just handed a new 5-year contract. Why is it that when we hand out contract to these guys, they just sit back, lay back, and just relax?
That worries me.
There's no standard. There's no
Let's
standard.
don't put this on Zinchenko. Let's put it where it is. We give this guy a new contract. He was trying his best before the contract, trying and playing for a contract, and he got the contract finally, and now he stopped playing.
I'll tell you what, Tony. I tell you what. In fact, since the World Cup, Martinelli's not been great. He's not been great at all, and his form's has been poor. That's how I feel. Because for me, it's not just the manager that needs to take some of the blame. It's the players as well. Mentally, the manager can do what he can do, but it's down to the players on the field. Simple as that. They need to fix up because if we don't on Wednesday, I'm telling you, I will lose it. I will completely lose it. And also the momentum will completely switch in City's favour. We've got to stop that. We've got to stop that and put it right. If we don't, we're in trouble. In fact, we're already in trouble already.
Yeah, I mean, they're only 3 points behind us. So, I mean,
exactly.
It's panic stations. It is time to be at the panic stations. I'm telling you, if I look up and see that same team go up against ManCity this week on Wednesday, and we turn around and we lose that game, y'all have not seen me become unhinged all season, but you will see. y'all will see me come unhinged because it doesn't make a bit of sense that when you're trying the same thing and it's not working.
And
change it, man.
See, I had this criticism yesterday when me and Ola were having our show here yesterday. See, we lost against Everton. Coming into this Brentford game, I wanted to see a switch in style. I wanted to see a different 11 come out to play. See, yeah, I know Trossard just came into this team, yeah. Of course, to dislodge Martinelli, who has been trying, at the start of the season, might seem a little bit, might seem a little bit difficult, for the coach to actually conceive. But again, we're going for a title chase. There's no time for emotions. There's no time for mercy. This is time, this is cutthroat time. It's time to cut off anything that's not working. I expected going into that Brentford game, I expected Trossard to start, of course. You can see him in training. You can see he's training. You see, when you see him in training, with what I've heard, if you see him in training, he's like a beast in training. And again, he put his money where his mouth was, came in and got a goal for us. What else do you need to what does it take to understand that this guy is a predator in front of goal? Just put him there, even if he's not scoring goals. Even Wilson, please, we allow you to speak. Let us chime in. So, see, yeah, even if he's even if he's not scoring, is at the end of things, he's creating, he's trying his possible best to at least make some move in and around that area he's operating in. So why isn't this guy starting for Martinelli? Shocking. And of course, with what Wilson said about Ben White, shocking performances. Five games in a row. Seriously.
And Brentford as well, and Everton, shocking. Like, he's not even doing for overlaps. I mean, if Tomiyasu started in those 2 games, I don't think we would have lost them 2. I don't think we would have. But Ben White, man, Jesus Christ. I mean, he's been poor. It's not just 1 or 2 or 3. It's been more than that. I mean, it's been shocking.
It's been shocking. Yeah.
Why is he not dropped? Why?
Yeah, Matt.
One of the things that drives me crazy is Arteta's.
Hello, Pogo. Hello, Andrew Bell, MUFC Global. Thank you for coming to the show. Andrew Bell. Gary, big ups to you. CFC, Craig AFC, big ups to you. CFC OG, big ups to you. Jez in the chat, also, that's his channel name. Arsenal, the history, and more. Martinelli is isolated on the left. No support from Zinchenko. Okay.
One of the things that is everybody was going on about before the season started was we got players in the team, they're competing for places. Well, how do we expect that to happen when we're not really putting people in positions to compete? It's just like Wilson just stated. You got Ben White, who is bang out of form, and then he's just consistently doing the same thing over and over, and it's to the detriment of the team. Well, if it's to the detriment of the team, then that means that an adjustment needs to be made, correct? And if that needs to be made, then why are we not seeing these players starting? Arteta is going to go about this same thing. If he's not careful, he's going to turn right around and he's going to cost us with his stubbornness. Cost us this title race. And me, for one, I don't give a damn. And I'm just going to be frank with you. I don't give a damn about 3rd or 4th because we were 8 points clear at one point at the top of the table. I don't want to hear this about, well, at least we got Champions League football. I don't want to hear that. That's an excuse. And I don't want to hear anything else about how we, it'll kill confidence of players and stuff like this. We need to kill some confidence. We need players that want to get stuck in the mud. We need players we need warriors right now is what we need. This is what this team needs. We need warriors. Yeah, we need gladiators right now. It's just, Craig, I love you to death, man. I need a win. I just know I don't, y'all know how I roll. I don't want to hear nothing about a draw.
I don't want to draw.
We did juice Saturday. We did juice Saturday. We need a win. We need points. We have lost. We need points on the board at this stage. I told y'all we need padding. We need points. We need padding. We need insurance. We need a State Farm policy. We need insurance because we know if we have to play from behind, we're going to be in trouble. We already know what's happening. We're going to look up, man. Just thank God Newcastle's been able to get it over the line, because otherwise we have to deal with them.
They've been dropping they've been drawing too many games.
That's
too
why I
many
said thank
games.
God they can't get over the line, because if they had to get over the line, we'd be in hot water. I'm telling you right now, man. I'm telling you right now. This situation, even if we get out of this mess, some questions still need to be asked. Why? How has this happened? How did we go through the best? We had the best opportunity to get quality players. We still didn't get them, and then we show up, we play games, and we lose. Everton, bottom of the barrel. Tony, I told you the worst teams you want to play are teams at the bottom of the table and in the middle of it, because they are the absolute worst to deal with. And I'm telling you, we've got several. I've looked down the schedule already. We've got several games against teams.
Villa and Leicester.
Villa's going to have a point to prove after yesterday.
Oh, it's an Una Emery part. That worries me.
He's going wild. He's running wild over there like a savage. You know, we have trouble with him from time to time. Then after that, I forgot who's after that, but I know it's somebody.
I think we've got Leicester.
We got Leicester, and there's somebody else right behind it. But these are all games that they're not give me games. We're past this point of these teams have got tape on us now. They look at this, they see, well, let's just put the low block out and let's let them go right past it. Oh, they can't do
excuses now.
There's
no excuses right now.
This is old stuff I used to see with Arsenal. Old stuff where we would have trouble with these teams that low block us. And now we're sitting right here again, and we still are sitting there looking at trying to score a goal. You look at Eddie Nketiah. A couple of games ago, it was Nketiah. Defense is in trouble. Nketiah's in the room. That's what they were saying. it. Well, look here now. What do you see? He can't get in his space. You know why?
His goals are dried up.
He can't get in his space because he's not the striker we need. We need a striker that strikes fear into the hearts of defenders. The book has been read.
I don't know what to say.
The book has been read on Arsenal. The book has been read on Arsenal. People have got the master plan. They have got it lined up, and they know exactly what we do. Every game, it's the same. Arteta makes the same mistake every time. It's the same layout: 3-5-2, 3-5-2. I'm old school. Damn it, go to 4-4-2. Try that out. See if that'll work. See if we can get.
See if that will work, right?
Try something.
Try
take some pressure off your back line. Something to make up. We right now. We are stuck. We are stuck in neutral, going down a hill to a brick wall. That's where we're headed at right now. Because if we're not careful, I'm going to say this now. We're not careful, we are going to be sitting here at fourth place, looking up at everybody else and wondering how did it happen. And I know y'all may not did not watch the Super Bowl last night, but I'm going to use this analogy. Oregon Gunnerz. If you watched it last night, you know what I'm talking about when I say this. Last night, Philadelphia was cruising, and then all of a sudden, they looked up and realized they lost the game. Oh, man, we lost the game. That's the same way we had it. We were top of the table for the longest. People was cheering. It was dancing in the streets. We had a good time, and I would always say, we got to make some January signings. I've been saying it ever since August. January signings.
But you said it. You said it. You called it. You called it. But see, Wilson. See, are we overblowing this draw for this Brighton draw? Are we overblowing it in any way? Of course. I'm just a pundit. It's not what I think. I'm just saying. Are we overblowing it out of proportion? Brentford.
Brentford, yeah.
Brentford played against ManCity and completely beat Manchester City. 2-0 on responding 2-0. Clear win against ManCity, who are the champions. Do you think in any reality that we're kind of like over sensationalizing anything here?
If I'm honest,
is this inquest right? If Man City is dropping points, 3 points, a whole 3 points against this team, are we kind of like overlooking this Brentford team, or what do you think?
Let's be real. Brentford are a good side. They are a decent side. That's the first part. Secondly, they've taken so many points off the big teams this season. They gave them so many problems against Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea, Man United. They've only taken 1 point off us. We've taken 4 points out of 6 against Brentford, but really it should have been 6 out of 6. And I'm going to go to the VAR part in a minute. But the bottom line is, in this game against Brentford, we did not do enough to win the game because Brentford had the better chances and should have won the game. But I feel like it's two points dropped really because of I'm going to go to VAR thing in a minute, but we just did not do enough to win the game. And what's even more annoying right now is that we dropped points again. That's the second or third game in a row, and other teams have capitalized on it. Manchester United, again, they're 5 points behind us. And ManCity are 3 points behind us right now. And do you know what's even more annoying? Because it's a 3-horse race now. We cannot afford to slip up now. We can't. When you're 8 points clear, all right, you got that little breather. We don't have that now. We don't have that leeway right now. But let me say this. When it comes to, I feel like over the last couple of games, we just look shaky. We've lost a bit of confidence there. We just haven't been as confident as we were a few months ago. And there's several reasons for that. Probably down to lack of confidence, conceding silly goals, and all of those factors. We need to fix that. If I'm honest, when it comes to that challenging for titles, every team is going to have a lull. They're always going to have a sticky patch. At the moment, this is our sticky patch, but we seriously need to get out of it because if we don't, the situation will get worse, and that could affect the team big time. I'm not joking. Facts.
Good. Matt, please chime in on this same thing too. Yeah, are we overblowing this criticism? Are we overlooking Brentford? Mind you, Brentford have taken points against Manchester United this season, early in the season, where this team rode Manchester United. They played against ManCity, beat them up 2-0. Some people could argue like, hey, you know what, this team took points away from legitimate title contenders this season. Of course, Manchester United are now contenders after that win in the weekend. Manchester City, they beat up Manchester City. Are we overlooking this?
No, we're not overlooking it. As a matter of fact, if people had any sense, you realize this was a serious game. I saw people talking about we were going to blow out Brentford and this stuff and all this stuff. I keep telling people, when has Arsenal blowed out anybody this year? Past 5, 6, 7 goals. Where we scored that many goals at this year? We have been scuffling by most of this season. 1 here, 2-1 there. We hadn't been blowing past teams. So every game
3-2.
3-2. We've been scraping by for the last several games. We scraped by, and then all of a sudden, everybody's like, "We're gonna blow past Brentford." Are y'all crazy? They got a striker that I was
Brentford are no mugs.
Yeah, they had a striker I was begging to come to this team. We should have been putting in bids to bring him in back in. Tony, I'm looking at this schedule right now. We've got Aston. We've got City. Of course, we've got City on Wednesday. Aston Villa, Leicester, Everton, Bournemouth, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Leeds, Liverpool. That every single team I called out is a team we tend to have difficulty with. And I don't want to hear anything about the first half of the season. We're talking about the second half of the season now. In our current form, ask yourself, do you see yourself getting 3 points for each of those games?
Oh.
This is why I say insurance matters. This is why I was on my head back last year when I would say we had insurance. When it starts to get tight, you'll have something to fall back on. All the pads gone. There's no more money in the savings account. There's no more money there. You've got $100. That's all you got left. You spend all the rest of it. So now we have to put up or shut up. And every team on here is a must win. We don't have time for draws anymore, y'all. We've all drawn.
We don't have time for any draws. See, we need to. Okay, we have another friend who is here. He's a ManCity fan. I think he's here to gloat. On a man, he's a friend of mine. is a ManCity fan. We have ManCity on Wednesday. There'll be a preview show for that tomorrow. Of course, on you're invited to that show tomorrow. But see, yeah, Onome, what did you think? Arsenal dropping points against Brentford. Does that give you confidence for the game on Wednesday? Please make it short and sweet. You know what for?
Nah, not at all. The guys, points are going to be dropped. Points are going to be gained. Nobody's expected to win every game to the end of the season. Nobody said nobody's going to win every game to the end of the season. It's how you negotiate your way over 38 games. This is why there's always an argument to say that the league is obviously more important than the Champions League, for example, where it's over, 13 games or whatever it is, or 6 games, whatever it is. The league is 38 games. You're going to lose games. You're going to draw games. It's how you negotiate your way and how you set yourself up for certain fixtures, certain times of the game. When you go 1-0 up, there's tinkering to do. Do you go more defensive? Do you continue attacking? There's so many elements to winning the league. It's never straightforward to just say. I mean, look at the other weekend. You guys dropped points and we were expected to beat Tottenham the next day and we had a woeful performance, right? But what I do think now is I do think that these charges that we have had is probably something that we needed, because there was not really anything going for us this season, and all of a sudden these charges come and Pep came out, and this is probably the first time I've actually heard Pep say, "I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to stay, blah blah blah." And he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's time. Let's start performing." So it's almost like they've awakening the sleeping tiger kind of thing. It's like, okay, let's really show you. Moreover, these charges are going to be years away, right? So you're talking about a couple of years away, maybe 3 years or whatever. Now there's still another 2-3 titles to play for. So Pep might even be gone already before these charges are even seen. I mean, you just saw just now on Sky Sports where they're talking about the Champions League final 8 months ago when the crowd trouble and stuff. It's taking them 8 months to sort that out. So how long do you think these charges are going to take? So I just think they've just added more fuel, more
hunger for Man City.
But I do think as well that you guys were robbed. You know what I mean? That should have been offside. That's not an equalizer.
We'll come to that. That's the next topic, of course. Matt will start that up for us. Yeah. See, Matt, Southern Gunner, are you there with us? Let's go. Good. Let's go into this topic of VAR. Yeah. See, that's another elephant in the room that we have to cook. We're talking about that case yesterday. Jess came out swinging. Jess wasn't happy with that slick talk of VAR yesterday. For some reason, I clearly understand that Arsenal should not be looking for any excuses at this time. We should be getting the point. Man City bringing down our necks. Onome is having a good laugh. Manchester United breathing down our necks. They seriously want to take our heads off. And I do think that every point that we should be getting we should be getting it. So if VAR or external factors that are there sipping away the points that we should be having, it doesn't sit down well with me. Matt,
it's an absolute joke, Tony.
It's true. The referee association have come out and said, you know what, yeah, you were robbed against Brentford. See, it's not Arsenal making this excuse. They came out and said, see, you were robbed. That goal shouldn't have stood. It shouldn't have stood. Now, mind you, just before the World Cup started, when we were in the heat and in the fever of the World Cup, the FA came out and said, you know what, yeah, your goal against Manchester United at Old Trafford should have stood. They also came out again and talked about the one in Newcastle. See, 3 games, 7 points taken away from the FA. See, I can understand if everyone is saying, okay, excuses. I understand that. My team, we messed up. We totally messed up. But come on, man.
Not 3 times.
from the games that we ought to get this season. Matt, do you have anything to say about this elephant in the room? What's going
Okay,
on?
so
Do you think the FA just wants Man City to run away with the league, or their cronies in Manchester United? What do you think? Because everything is on the table. Lee Mason was born in Manchester City, in Greater Manchester. So come on, man.
Those
Anything
things
can
don't matter,
happen.
Tony. Those things don't
Anything
matter.
can happen.
Those
Anything
things
can
don't matter.
happen.
Criminal.
Those
So,
things don't
Matt,
matter.
what do you
Criminal.
think?
Me personally, man, I already knew that the referees in the Premiership is trash. This is why they barely get called to. So that right there, man. That's kind of. I'm not saying it's reaching for me because I there was a mistake that was there, but I just feel like we basically played into it. It was basically we played into that mistake anyway into the lead up goal. Listen, everybody. We benefited from a call when we played Liverpool this year, and we got out of jail on that.
Yeah.
I think had we won this game 1-0, and in that call,
nobody would be complaining about it.
Nobody would complain about it. But that's my biggest complaint is that why is it that we're not addressing the bigger issues? Why would we not we did not make the signings that we need to make? Why did we not make as Oregon right here? Why have we not made adjustments in this formation? Why have we not moved? Why have we not tried something fresh, new ideas?
Pick up Saragun Guna.
You know, there's nothing new. Everything is stale. It's just like old bread, old milk. Everything that we're doing is we're going to just try the same thing until the end of the year, and it's not going to work. Teams are hip to us. I'm telling y'all. I keep telling y'all, teams are hip to. If I could take a test and already have the answers for it, then what the hell am I going to study for? Because I've already got the answers. So I already know what I'm seeing before I walk into the game. And this is the problem with Arteta. Everybody had the book is out, man. Brother, you got to go write a new chapter. This is where coaching comes into play. I told Gary,
teams are catching us now.
I've said this from the time he took over. I've been saying this for over a year. The problem with Arteta and having to deal with him is that we're going to have to deal with his ups and downs as a manager learning on the job.
Thank you.
I've been telling people.
But who appointed him, though? Who appointed him, though?
Whoa.
This is why I said.
Don't question the appointment. He's making a good point.
Yeah. We have to deal with the manager that is there at hand. He has to go take. This is where internal evaluation has to take place. He's got to go and say, you know what? I've been doing it wrong, man. Everybody realizes what's going on. Let me make a couple of adjustments. We're going to start implementing this week, and we're going to try to roll this out. You know, when is Arsenal the most potent? When actually we do something that's completely unexpected. When we played City last year, when we had Airport Albert and we came out 100 miles per hour, hell, they didn't know what the hell to do. When we came to the beginning of the season, we came out 100 miles per hour. You know, it wasn't trying to possess. It was go score quick, you know. After a while, people started realizing, okay, well, you know what? They want to try to score quick, sit back, you know, pass the ball, move around. You know, no. We're going to go old school, low block. We're going to park the bus, and we're going to put not one bus, but we're going to park two buses and see if they can get past that. And what happened? This is where we flounder at because we run out of ideas as players. Look at our players, Tony. When they can't score, they have an issue. Nobody shoots from outside the box. Nobody's trying to create some, you know, take a shot to create a mess, as I say. You watch City. When City's in hot water, they start peppering the goal. Boom, 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 boom. And if it's a tap in, a corner, or anything, they take it. And then they take that and run from it and run with it.
Understandable, yeah. See, Uwene, you're coming on a man after him. Mr. Uwene, just take a cue from what our brother mostly look into this VAR issue that we talked about. Yeah. Is it cool and okay? See, is it cool and okay that these points are going away? We should not talk about it. Let's just, put it under the carpet. It's all good. Let's just shut up.
No. I tell you what.
No. Is that what we should do?
I tell you what, Tony. I'm still absolutely fuming I'm fuming, Tony. I've already told you about this already, because for me, I can't remember this guy's name now. Is it Mr. Mason or something like that? For Mason to
Lee Mason.
forget to draw the offside line,
To
and let me
Manchester.
say this: for me, this is not the first time you've been on the wrong side of decisions. Not the second. This has happened 3 damn times. 3 damn times. So how the hell, for me, I said this
They said
before,
he
and I
forgot to
say it
put the
again.
line. They said he
Exactly.
forgot to
I
put the
mean, it's
lines.
unacceptable. It's
What is your job?
embarrassing, man. For me, I said this before.
I've
Like,
seen this
VAR is not the problem. It is the
in our
officials
eyes.
and the referees who are running it. Who are running it? I mean, for me, the Premier League is the best league in the world. On the other hand, you've got the worst officials and the refs in the world. It's embarrassing, man. When are they going to do their job right? For me, I mean, it's embarrassing, man. And that is 2 massive points dropped. First of all, I mean, you know Ivan Toney, he was wrapping his arms around Saliba. That was never a free kick in the first place. There were several Brentford players who were bloody offside. Come on, man. It's shocking, man. Even my mum can do better than his reps at the moment. Bloody hell, man. It's embarrassing. I'm fuming. It gets on my head in.
You even had to chime in your mum
Oh,
on
man,
that.
oh, man.
Can I jump in? Can I jump in?
Oh,
Onome is
man.
having a see, yeah. Man City
No, can I
fans,
jump in? Can I jump
Man
in?
City fans,
No.
good time looking
I'm
at
gonna
all these things.
hold
Yes,
up.
please,
Listen.
Shocking.
Onome, chime in on this.
Okay,
Chime in on
so
this VAR
my
issue
guy on the top, right.
uh,
I listen.
and what you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah. My guy on the top right, man.
Yeah,
Listen,
top right,
kudos
Matt.
to you, man,
Yeah,
because
Southern
I've
Gunner.
I've actually been trying to explain it to a few people that I speak to as well. I think I've touched the topic with Tony as well, right? When the going gets tough, right? In-game management, a manager is supposed to adjust things and do things, do something crazy. There was a game I was watching live, Tony. I don't know if you remember. ManCity was playing, and I said to you, I said, listen, Pep is going to make changes at halftime, and we're going to win the game in the second half. And that's exactly what happened.
That
right?
was against Chelsea.
Yeah, against Chelsea. So my thing is this, right? You guys are trying the same things over and over again. Now you kind of see what City have been going through for years now, and they keep finding solutions. Right? Now you're kind of facing these teams where your wingers are getting doubled upon, right? Even triple sometimes I see them, right? All the guys. Listen, we played against Brighton, and they marked us. I'll give you a perfect example. We played against Brighton, and they marked us. Pep called Haaland, Edison, and I think it was Carl Walker or someone. Very confusing 3 people to call, to speak to. And I'm thinking, what are you telling these 3, right? They went back in. 5 minutes later, Edison kicks a long ball all the way through. Haaland scores. And I'm like, oh, okay. Do you mean? So a manager's got to recognize and see. I'm not criticizing your manager in any way. It's got to recognize and see. When you take the lead in a tight game like that, hard game, you take the lead, right? Mate, do not be shy or afraid to park the bus. Do not be shy or afraid to say, you know what? I'll bring nketiah off, right? For example, I'll bring an extra defender on there, and I'll play a false 9. Choke my midfield or something. You got to tinker.
Exactly. I said this yesterday. True.
Right?
I agree.
Tinker.
There's no shame in
I
bringing
agree.
even Jorginho. Okay, why? Okay, wait, but excuse me. Yeah, we scored a goal yesterday. No. Onoma has just raised big issues.
No,
And
I'm just laughing at
it
Jorginho. The
links
fact that
straight
you
back.
said Jorginho.
You
Oh,
put
I love
It
it. I
links
love
straight
it.
back to
nketiah
our
off
coach. It
and
links
play
straight
false
back
9.
to our coach. See, when we scored a goal, Trossard came in, scored a goal. It was the
Look at the
7th
impact he
close
made.
up shop. I see many managers that come in and close up shop. Why did
I'll
we
give you an example.
spend 12 million pounds on Jorginho? He's
I'll give
not
you an example.
playing, obviously, because Partey is okay. Then why don't you bring him to at least come in the 70th minute
Tony,
and
let me
To
shore
see out the
finish my
game.
that
point.
midfield?
Tony,
Choke
See
let me
out
the
finish
the
my
game.
point.
midfield so that these guys won't have a run in so easily.
Let me finish my points, right? Let me
Why
finish my
was he
points.
brought in the first place?
Let me finish my point. Right?
Bro, man.
Let me finish my point.
I don't know.
Let me finish my point.
Yeah. Talk on, man.
A few seasons back, right? We were playing away to Burnley. Sean Dyche was manager. We were playing away to Burnley, and we scored a tricky goal with the goal line technology. Aguero scored the goal, right? With the goal line technology. And Sean Dyche came on Sky Sports after giving an interview, and he said, "I've seen it all in football now." They said, "What do you mean?" He said, "I saw Pep Guardiola screaming to his players, hit the corners, as in clear that ball to the corners and keep it in the corners." That is a manager that is about to win the league, needing a 3 points from Burnley away from home. We go 1-0 up, and his whole mentality, his whole tactics change and say, "Listen, hit the corners, keep that ball up there." And you know that's a non-league formation. You know hit the corners is a non-league formation, right? Everybody knows that, right?
Sure.
Hit the corners when you last minute. You have
course.
to adjust. You have to adjust in games. Now, the thing is, as well, you got to also give the players credit as well, because they are tired. The reason why you see small teams doing so well is because they have the one game every week. The top teams, they have international players. So when they finish now, they go Nations League, they go this league, they go Cup League, they go this league. They're not resting. So what you're going to have now next season is that Arsenal is now going to be in this same fate now, where they're playing so many games. They want to compete on every tournaments to the latter stages, right? So they're gonna need to rotate, they're gonna need to change, they're gonna need to freshen things up, and so they're gonna need to have the squad depth, right? This is why City, for example, we don't really have a starting 11 or a best team. They can mix and match anybody to play in that team. That's what you guys get used to. But it seems to me that you guys only have a starting 11, and outside that, obviously, January transfer window, you sign Trossard, you sign Jorginho and stuff like that. I get that, but outside that, it's like, it's hard. Now, another thing you got to realize is this: your youngsters have gone like that. They've taken the role of a senior man so quickly. You got to understand, when you had Aubameyang, Lacazette, Ozil, right? Those are your senior players, right? So they got rid of the senior players. They trusted youngsters with it. Now, who's the backup to these youngsters? You know what I mean? Usually, you get rid of, certain players and stuff. But you've trusted all your youngsters. You've trusted all your youngsters. And there's no
His reaction says it all.
Matt, chime in on this.
I mean, this brother
blow us off the table. Blow us off the water.
Hey, man, this youth movement this is when youth and inexperience pops up. This is the time when it shows, it rears its head. You've got to have the veteran. You've got to have somebody that's been through the fire.
I agree with that.
You look over the city, they got players that's been through the fire. They know, man. They've got winners. They've got.
You're gonna burn these players out.
They've got experience as well. That's what you need to help the youngsters through. It's as simple as that.
Again, it's not even a matter of we're going to burn the players out. The players are burnt out already.
Tony, what did I tell you?
It's a matter of right now.
Future seasons.
Yeah, Tony, what did I tell you back in January? What did I say back in January? I said that we need squad depth because we've got players. We were saying this back before the turn of the year. That
Europa League is coming back in.
I'm going to get to that in just a second. We've got players. They're out of gas. We don't have anybody we can go to. What did I say? What happens if Eddie Nketiah gets hurt in the next game?
We're in trouble.
What happens if Jesus comes back and re-aggravates his injury? What do we have? What do we have? These are problems that Edu is over there nicking and living off doing barbecues and frying chicken, and we're up here. We are up here struggling. We don't have enough squad depth to compete with some of these big teams. City, when we play Wednesday, I honestly believe they took it easy on us in that League Cup, in that FA Cup, whatever it was we was in. I can't remember now. FA Cup, I believe.
We lost 1-0. They gave a good account on ourselves, so we're good enough.
And they're gonna turn around on Wednesday, and you're gonna see a 5-man substitution like you ain't never seen before. They're gonna roll five
is what you're about to witness when City come to your home. Animals in human form. They are going to be on it. I guarantee you.
They're smelling blood.
This is going to be, hey, when you was a kid and you would act up in school and the teacher would call the parents before you got home, and then you get home, and we all black, so y'all already know. The belt was already laid out, and they said, well, go ahead and go in the room because you know what's coming. That's what Wednesday, is going to be the butt whooping is coming on Wednesday, and we either we're going to A, come to this game and stand up and be men, because that's what we're going to either be men or we're going to shrink. I don't hear it. We just talk about draw, because we're at the point now we need W's. We need
a win.
Well, hang on.
We should be coming out. We should be coming out in that game. See, before we see, this question will go to everyone. What do we have to do to win that game on Wednesday?
We got to make adjustments.
I'll start with you.
I mean, you cannot show up with the same lineup that we've been rolling out the last 2, 3, 4, 5 games. I'm telling you, if you do that, we might as well just go ahead and get ready to cook a show on get lined up to raise hell about this team. We are now something drastic needs to be done. He's got to look at this thing for what it is and realize that we've got to figure out a way to get over the line. We've got to get over the line. Everybody's going, well, Haaland's going to be. I don't care if Haaland in. I don't care if he's out.
I heard Haaland is out, but I'm also hearing it trained today. I don't know.
Haaland's not out. Haaland's not out. Don't fall for that. Haaland's not out.
Haaland's not out. He'll be back in time.
And not only that, fella, but it shouldn't matter whether he was playing or he wasn't, because the same
exactly.
We need to be coming there to get a win. We need to come there and get a win, at least, because we got to play them again, y'all. At least come in and make it difficult. Make it difficult.
Exactly. Give a good account of yourselves.
Yeah. We can't have.
Don't lay a plate to them. Don't give it to them on the plate. You can't do that.
You see, we got out of jail when we played them last time, because we all that bustling and physical play, and that stuff don't fly in the Premier League. They'll go roll VAR. And you know how it go. We'll be sitting there looking at a penalty kick. We got to have all hands on deck. No Ben White. Ben White doesn't stand a chance against ManCity. He does not.
Hell no.
He does not need to play that game. We need Yasu out there playing. We need Trossard. I told y'all we bought Trossard on form, which is rare. You rarely buy a player that you rarely see that where a player is bought.
Exactly.
On form.
Yes, I'm gonna bust you guys' bubble. I think you're gonna pick the exact same team.
I'm not. You know what?
I hope we don't.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all
when it comes to his players.
Told you he's stubborn. I told you Arteta's stubborn, and he doesn't like to be. It was in the documentary. He's stubborn. He does not like to be challenged. He does not. He thinks that he knows it all, and when he thinks he knows it all, he's not changing anything.
2 games in a row. He's not learning from his mistakes. Again against Everton, same team. Against Brentford, same team. Learn from your mistakes, man. If it's not working, make some adjustments, man.
Wilson,
I tell you what Arteta doesn't have. I don't know. Maybe he didn't finish his schooling under Pep or something. He doesn't have.
Hey, please, don't disrespect our coach like that, man. Don't disrespect.
I apologize.
No. I will not accept. No. I know I've had bad performances. My channel is not a place we should just put down our coaches like that.
I want to hear it. Let the man speak. I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Of course, Matt wants to hear it.
I apologize. My thing is this.
Of course, Matt wants to hear it.
You know how I am.
Pep has got. My thing is this, right? Pep has got a lot of formations and a lot of ways of playing, right? Like look at yesterday's performance, for example. I don't even know where Bernardo was playing. I saw Bernardo as centre back, and I heard Pep's interview going, Bernardo can play all 10 positions apart from a goalkeeper. I said, packing up. I mean, Bernardo was receiving the ball from the goalkeeper inside the 18-yard box, right? We had the 4 in midfield. He's got so many tweaks and turns he can do. And don't you even, for 1 second, fall for that bullshit that we was doing yesterday. That is not the formation we're playing against you. He will confuse your life before he plays against you. And then when we turn up against you, it's like a completely different formation. And you're thinking, right, because just when you think you can work him out, you can't. When you played against us in the FA Cup, he played 2 strikers. He played Alvarez and Haaland. So he's confused everything so much. And he's like, right, what are they playing? Are they playing the inverted fullbacks? Are they playing the overlapping ones? What are they playing? You don't know who's going to play left back for us. You know what I mean? He's got so many formations. But what I see with Arteta is that he's only got that style of play, which works, which is great and stuff. But then there's no plan B when your wingers get doubled upon. When your wingers are doubled upon, what's the plan B? Who's making that other run?
But again, don't we think that translates to our recruitment again?
No, not really.
That links up to our recruitment.
Not really.
I agree.
No. You cannot say not really, because you have the squad depth to actually pull that off. Arsenal doesn't have the luxury for that because of Edu. He hasn't done his job. He hasn't brought enough squad depth for the coach to do that.
You can't play false 9. You can't put a left footer
I'm not
on the left wing and a right footer on the right wing.
You have the luxury of removing your first 11 that played against Aston Villa and put another 11. You have that luxury. Arsenal right now don't have that luxury.
We don't have that yet.
I know what he's saying.
Yet, though.
He's saying take what you had. What Arteta should be taking what he has, and he should take the best of what he has and apply something new to that.
Yes.
I agree. I agree. He should use it wisely.
Matt, what he has, this is the problem. What he has is already banged up. Bandages everywhere. They're tired. They can't breathe. They can't breathe.
Wow.
They're tired.
I tell you.
Saka is knackered. Martinelli's banged up.
He's been playing every game this season.
He can't do anything again.
Tony, I did say this to you.
There's a problem.
I said you can't really look at this league title until you play us twice.
City have the luxury
until we get to 25,
because they have
26
an
games.
enormous corpus of players to pick from, to do a dirty job, to play any kind of formation. They have that luxury of bringing in Ake. Akanji is there. Diaz is there.
Tony,
these guys have everything.
And what I told,
if we're going for that title, why can't we have that?
Well, you know what? I told you that's Edu. I told you he was frying barbecue, doing barbecues, frying chicken. All that stuff.
I know.
We spent 3 weeks on one player that wasn't even coming, that had no intentions of coming, and then they weren't spending no more money, and then we ended up with Jorginho. That's all we got. And I told you that this was going to show up, and I told you, I said we could at least get 2 or 3 players on loan for to get us through this hole. And where we at now? So now, guess what, Tony? I hear what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying. But I'm just like my man down there. Just like he said, you have to take what you got. You know what? It is now. Watch this, my brother. Watch this. You roll out 15-year-olds when they playing early in the season. Well, if he that good, you damn sure better be trying to get him out there now. You better be trying to find whatever you can find, sitting in the couch on the floor between the couch and pull it out, because this is where he got to start earning his stripes. People, we are at the top of the table. We are not in 10th place anymore.
We're top.
All resources, Tony, must be exhausted. Everything at this stage. This is where you pull up your pants and pull up your boots, as we say over here. Pull up yourself by the bootstrap and figure out what you're gonna do, because it's either now it's put up or shut up. We had time to gloat and enjoy ourselves back in October, November, and at the end of the year, we were the turn of the year champion. Now it is put up or shut up.
Crunch time.
It's crunch time, man, and we got to make stuff happen.
The players you've got right now, If you was to say, you know what, I'm gonna play Martinelli as the central striker, and I'm gonna bring Trossard on the right wing, on the left wing, for example. That's a change. That's something. Try something,
bro.
Try something.
Mix it up, man. Mix it up.
See, but do you understand that Martinelli can't even kick the ball straight right now? For the past 5 to 6 games, he cannot kick the ball
confidence
straight.
at the moment.
He's skying everything high.
Tony, you can
wrong.
Tony, you can run. You can run right now. What you could do, and I agree. And like I said, I agree with
him in that 9 position. It won't do anything. That would be the worst.
Just interchangeable forward. Interchangeable forward.
Pocket is too heavy now because the wallet that he's putting his new contract money is heavy.
I tell you what. Let me say something else. For me, when players are in poor form, as a manager, you have to be ruthless. You have to be ruthless and
Big
drop
up
them
Liquid
when they're not
Danger,
in good
Greg
form.
AFC, big
You have
ups,
to be
and
ruthless.
Gunner, big
You have to be
ups. At
ruthless
that time
and
podcast,
drop
big
them when
ups.
they're out of form. It's as simple as that. And not only that, like some of the players' performances have not been great either. Like poor form, lack of confidence, lack of urgency. There was certainly a bit of lack of intensity as well in some games as well, which is a worry. It's a concern. We really
It's
need
a
to fix
concern.
up. If we don't, City will smell blood, and not only
Yeah,
that,
they've smelt
they will
it. They've
grow
smelt it. That's why they're winning games
more.
now.
Yeah, they smelled it already.
Yeah.
Can I? Can I? Can I? Can I?
Onome, please. See, there's a simple one. If you were Arsenal Football Club right now, just imagine that, you're a supporter of Arsenal Football Club. Who would you blame? See, someone has to take the hit. Like my friend Mart here said, my big brother down there, he said heads must roll. So if heads are to roll, who would you put the responsibility and accountability of what has happened to Arsenal? Who would you lay it at its foot right now?
What you guys need to understand as well is right. You
Three
are
losses
top.
back to back. For
You
me,
are
that
you
game against Brentford was a loss.
you are top of the league still, right? At the beginning, what you need to understand is priorities, right? At the beginning of the season, right, it was the target to come top 4, right? You've achieved that. That is a tick. This is extra. This is
Mm.
bonus. So just enjoy the ride and just support them. Simple.
Onome, who would you blame? Because blames
There's no
need to be a
blame. You're top of the
proportion.
league. Why are you blaming anybody?
No, no, no. I know, but we know it's only a matter of time now, right? Before Manchester United is breathing down our necks, Man City is breathing down our necks. The FA have a different agenda altogether, taking points from us here and there. See, the odds are stacked. Who who would you put the blame on right now if you were an Arsenal fan?
Nobody.
It's a
I'll support them
direct question.
positively. Nobody.
I
There's no
know.
blame to be put on
Who would you
anybody.
put the
You're
blame
still
on?
top of the league. There's no blame to be put on
Okay,
anybody.
good.
Blame for what? Blame for dropping
Good.
points?
Nope.
Are you supposed to go invisible to win this league? Is that what you expect? This is not FIFA, bro. That you can restart games.
No,
This is
no,
real
no,
life
no.
stuff.
See, but I have a problem with that because see, yeah, these are the games. See, it's not even the Man City games that worry me. We can lose those games as far as I'm concerned. But it's this Everton, Brentford.
Everton
It's
game,
these
come on,
games
man.
We
that we
lost to
should be
Brentford
winning.
and we drew to Everton.
These games,
Yeah, they
these
drew to
games
Everton
that
as
we should be
well.
We drew to
these
Everton and we
games
lost to
that we
Brentford.
should be winning are the ones that we are dropping points in, and it hurts. It hurts. It boils my blood that we are,
Oh yeah,
in this
I
position.
agree with
It
that one.
hurts me that we're in this
Let
position.
me say something. Oh,
Completely boils my blood. Yeah, Wilson. What do you have to say about that?
yeah. I just got a point here because let me say this. There's an old
Big ups
saying that
the assembled liquid
there's an old
danger or
saying
even Guna. Big ups.
there's an old saying that has been coming to my head for a long time. The Premier League is not a sprint; it's a marathon. It's a
I said that
marathon.
totally a long time.
Literally, because I said this before and I say it again. When teams are challenging for titles, they always have a sticky patch. We are having a sticky patch. Now, this is the test. It's about how we come out of it. That's the question right
True.
now. And
Facts.
we all
Yeah.
know what the reasons why is. The manager, for me, he needs to make some adjustments. In several
He
games,
needs to make
you
that. He
cannot
needs to make those adjustments.
you cannot always be starting starting the same team all the time. What if it's going to be injuries or fatigue or suspensions? You have to adjust to that. Surely,
Mm.
surely. And Matt has said this himself. You have to adjust. If you don't adjust, you won't get the rewards. And sometimes, I think Matt will back me up on this. You got to take a risk sometimes. You got to take a risk sometimes. If you don't do it,
You have to take the risk.
when are you ever gonna do it? That's the question right now, and this is
the right question now. The right question now, because I have to direct this to ManCity. We have these guys on Wednesday. It's coming in thick and fast. See, the big bully is coming in. To to take off our heads. We need to know. We need to hatch a plan. See, in terms of taking a risk, Matt, what do you think? Should we be risking it all against Manchester City? You know what it is when we're hitting bullies, right? Should we risk it all?
At this stage, we should all the stops must be put out. You don't want to title unless you do make some risks, man. You've got to grind it out. This is where the iron is forged. You're going to have to make a determination on if you want to compete, or do you just want to just be satisfied with top four. The decision has to be made, and we're going to find out. We're going to find out in the next 3 games what is the objective, where we want to be at, because they're all games that we've got to try to win these games. Now, realistically, do I think we'll win every game for the rest of the season? No. But do I think that ManCity or Man United will end up going on a run? Yeah, absolutely. One of the two is going to wind up going on some kind of massive run. It's no different than we saw with Newcastle last year. Newcastle been on a run since last year. So I mean, we've got to figure out a way to string together some wins. And if that means taking new risks, then go for it.
By all means possible.
By all means, go for it. We need to be competing.
Good. So let's go to the predictions and let's go to the predictions and leave this talk. See, Onome, conclude what you're saying, and the predictions for the matchup will start, of course, Arsenal versus ManCity. Onome, and that'll be the last before we call it quits, because Liverpool game has just started. I really need to see that Merseyside derby. Onome.
3-1 City. I will say this though. Right? 3-1 City. I think we're gonna win. I will say this, right? Why do you think they say it's the most exciting league in the world and stuff like that? Certain things and certain fixtures and certain arrangements got to be made for the title race or relegation to be exciting. They want a final day drama and stuff like that. So certain decisions that you guys are cracking your head over, it is what it is, right? You're talking about VAR. We all benefit from VAR. We all lose on VAR as well, right? You're talking about VAR. You're talking about Man United versus Man City, when Rashford was clearly interrupting, and they still gave that as a goal.
Said we'll lose 4-1.
There are decisions.
Oh my God!
That are just there to make the league exciting. That is why it's the most exciting league in the world, because they want this drama. They don't want nobody to be running away with the league every time, right? And it turns
wait. So in other words, what you're saying is that it's right to have these decisions, to have legitimate points taken away, ripped out from teams, just to make the Premier League marketable. Bro. Is this what you're saying?
It happens to everybody, right? It happens to everybody. Teams, it happens all around the league. Listen, there was a time when my United game was finished. The final whistle went, right? The players were in the shower. Some of them had gone home, gone to bed, and they called them back and they said VAR said it's a penalty. They had to come back to the changing room, dress up, get back on the pitch, and take a penalty. And Man United won the game, right? Do you remember that decision? It happens, mate. These things happen. You just, like I said, you've got to negotiate your way out of 38 games. There are fixtures you lose, there are fixtures you don't lose. A team that's going to win the league, they usually lose about 4 games, maybe 3 games in a season. That's how it usually goes, right? You guys are on course for that. You understand? You're still on course for that. Right now, it's not the time to blame. It is what it is. This is the point you have. You're still 3 points clear. You could go 6 points clear if you beat us tomorrow.
Yeah, it's easy for you to talk because you know you're going to beat us on Wednesday. So of course you have the luxury to talk like this. So
I don't know I'm going to beat you, but I'm going to be confident in my team and support them and enjoy the game.
I can see Matt laughing down there. Matt knows the drill that we're going to be. blown off.
Don't be negative, man. You guys are top of the league, bro.
No,
You
I'm
ready
not
for my,
negative.
you ready for my prediction?
Do you know what? I think it's got a point here. I think it's got a point to a certain extent because we've been top of we've been top of the league for so long. Every good team has sticky patches. It's about how you respond from it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
What's your prediction for the matchup for Manchester City in Arsenal?
It's going to be a massive game, psychologically and mentally, and also it will come down to who wants it more, and also who's going to make the least mistakes, and also who's going to be switched on. If I had to pick a prediction right now, we're at home. I'm leaning towards Arsenal. Only just. I feel like there's going to be goals. It will be a cracking game because both teams have got two really good teams. I feel like the crowd and the atmosphere could play a massive part, and I feel like Arsenal will edge this one. And I'm going to say 3-2 Arsenal. It's going to be a cracking game. I can't wait for it, and I would love it if we beat Man City.
Arsenal. Great.
Come on, Arsenal. Come on, we can do this.
Come on, Arsenal. We can do this. See, brother Matt, preach the reality to these guys, yeah?
Oh, no. Please, Matt. Please, Matt. Please don't live to do. Please don't say we lose. Please.
Land fight lock prediction will be that on Wednesday, Arsenal will draw with Man City.
Okay. I'll take it. Let me say something else.
The heavy lifting will be done when we go to the Etihad. That would be the
That'll be the big one, yeah.
That will be the title of the stop.
There's a few games to worry about even before you come to the Etihad.
Liverpool's in that, yeah.
I don't know if you've seen Leicester City lately, but they are.
Yeah, Tate is
rolling. Oh, we'll beat them, man. No problem.
See, that's right. That's what gets us in trouble every time. He's like, oh yeah, we'll beat them. That's what they said about
Brentford. That's what I'm saying. Don't underrating teams like that. Oh,
I'm getting roasted here.
Bro, this is Arsenal we talking about, man.
We'll beat them.
Yeah. There's no team this season that I can look at on this schedule.
I can't defend myself, Tony. I can't defend myself.
Even if we played Leeds today, if we played Leeds on Wednesday, that'd be a tricky game. I'd say that's a tricky game, right? Arsenal, we don't have.
Yeah.
Let me say this.
True, you got a point.
Let me say this. This is what I tell Gunner all the time. We don't have the culture of winning like some of these other teams of recent years. Now, listen, in the recent years, I'm not saying as a club, I'm saying in the recent years, we don't have the culture of winning to get up and say, oh, we'll beat this team. We'll blow past this team. Because when it's time to get to if we had that kind of ability, we would have been sitting in the Champions League this year. Because on paper, we should have beaten everybody that we saw at the end of last season. This is why I have
my reality check came with that Everton match. Shocked.
Yeah. So we
shocking.
Yeah, we've got a long a long way to go. We can't be, as right here, right on cue. I was getting ready to say when teams need Santa Claus, who they look out for?
The gift keeps giving.
It ain't the Ghostbusters they calling Arsenal. Who you gonna call? We're gonna call Arsenal because Arsenal's gonna guarantee us something. We're gonna get something off Arsenal. That's where we are right now. Yep. It's
big up
sad.
to the Fight Week show. The Fight Week show, guys. The Fight Week show belongs to Ola, who came here yesterday. See, guys, even guys in the panel, please go to his channel, The Fight Week Show, and just go show my brother big support. The Fight Week Show, Ola. He says big cloud. And my bro, the Sultan Gunner. Salute.
All a week. I'm gonna reach out to you, man. We're making up soon, brother.
Yeah. Sure. We have to get something cracking. Big ups to you the fight week, man. See the fight week. We need to win. We need to win in Man City. Yeah. But Matt, yeah. You said it's going to be a draw. What draw?
Ooh.
Scoreless draw, 1-1 draw, 2-2 draw.
I'm thinking. I'm honestly, man. I think it's gonna be 2-2. I think we'll get.
Why?
I think we'll get something. I don't know who's gonna score. I always tell you, I don't know what team is gonna score, but I feel like we can get something there. The reason I say we're playing with a little bit more stronger team than we did in the FA Cup, and well, I hope we're playing with. I hope we're playing with a stronger team than we had in the FA Cup. But we I think that they'll be up for it because it's a home game, so we tend to be up for home games, and so. But I think that City's class will probably. Well, I think we'll probably go up. I think it'll be back and forth a little bit, but I think that because you look at the major games that we played against the major teams, Tottenham aside, we've
Wilson, you will come in after him. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'm
all right.
gonna turn it over to you, Wilson. I'm just gonna say this last point, and then I'll let it go. The teams that our massive games, we tend to either squeak by or is real close to being a draw. So that's why I said it's probably gonna end up being a draw if so.
Yeah, Wilson, you had
Yeah,
something to
for,
say. Quickly,
yeah, I
please.
do, I do, because for me there are two scenarios, at least two. If we get a draw against City, that will literally maintain our 3-point lead. It's not ideal. At the same time, if we beat City, that will give Arsenal a further boost, in my view. And number two, that will give us a bigger cushion as well. And this could be one of those games that will kickstart our season a little bit, and two, that will give
Kickstart
us
your
confidence.
season.
Oh, come on, man!
Yeah. Come on, man. We've dropped points,
Let's be
man. We've
real.
dropped two. We've dropped
Let's be
6
real.
points.
Let's be real. We've been dropping points in the last two to 3 games, and our confidence is shot. Come on, man! And you're saying come on, man? I
Yeah, but
mean,
not say kickstart your season. Your season's been
Newcastle
fantastic.
dropped points. Everton
Newcastle we
dropped
drop
points.
points, Everton
I
we drop
know,
points,
but
and Brentford we drop points. Too many. It
bro,
could
it's not
probably
impressive. It's not.
because let me see something else. It could not just start our season. It gave us more confidence as well. Every team will literally have a lull. Maybe this game will kickstart our
Exactly.
season. That's what we need.
Exactly.
And for me,
In
if we
fact,
beat City, yeah,
Aston Villa
it'll
will
be a
be
massive
licking their
boost.
lips, ready to fight
Oh yeah,
us in the next
and
game.
Leicester
They'll be licking
too.
their lips, seeing what's happening to it. They'll be licking their lips to get us.
And
You know,
Leicester and
of course,
Everton,
Man
man.
City are already
Nah, man, we
they're
need to
already
beat
licking their lips.
City.
They can't wait for Wednesday to come. But you know what? Yeah, I'll just give us a 2-1 win on
Here,
Wednesday.
here.
I would say a 2-1 win. Yeah, because we're at home, and again, that FA Cup matchup we had, yeah, Man City really struggled in that match
Yep, I
that
agree
day.
with that.
They really struggled. We didn't start with our first 11. That's 1 point.
All of
I
that is
saw that they
irrelevant. All of
struggled,
that is
and
irrelevant. All of that is irrelevant
Nah,
for me.
man, I disagree with you there. I
I allowed you to
disagree with
talk.
you there. Nah, man. No,
Bro,
no,
I
no,
allowed
no,
you to
no,
talk.
no,
Let me
no,
finish.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, let me finish. I really felt that they did not come out smoking. They did not beat us 4-1. They did not
Mm,
beat us over the
mm.
top. Of course, they didn't beat us 3-1, 2-1 at the Etihad. Come on, man. You know, whenever we go to the Etihad, you know how
We get smashed
it
every time.
starts bundled out the yard, smashed up, absolutely smashed up down there. But come on, man. We went down there and we just escaped narrowly. Of course, with a 1 goal loss that day, and it was from a scrappy goal from RK. That gave them that win that day. So see, but I don't want to gritty of the whole thing. We lost that game. It's still a loss, but we weren't disgraced down there like we've always been. When we go there, we're being smashed horribly. Coming out there with 5-1, 5-2, 3-4, all this horrible,
6-3 and
horrible
that.
tales have
6-3 and
gone
all
on
of
in the
that.
Etihad, when I was exactly. It has been a show of horrible shows, down there at the Etihad. But the thing there is that we escaped there with a 1 goal loss. So this is what is going to happen. We're going to face them squarely on Wednesday. We
Yep.
need to take risks. I I think Mikelarteta needs to tweak the team a little bit, because if we come out with the same freaking 11,
We're in trouble. We're in
we're in trouble.
trouble. And for
We're in
me,
trouble.
there's one
We're,
thing. There's one thing that
we're in
nobody
trouble.
has mentioned.
Let me finish. I'll allow you finish,
Oh, sorry,
boss.
sorry, sorry,
I'll
sorry,
allow you
sorry.
finish. Yeah, yeah. We need to get our team in shape. He needs to tell these boys, you have to be motivated for this game. This is a chance to win the Premier League. It's not the FA Cup. It's not the Carabao Cup. It's the freaking Premier League. You need to be fired up for this. You need to be fired up for this. And again, see, I think those changes needs to be.
Yep.
Yeah, they have to be fired up. See, and those changes needs to be rang in. We need to ring it in. Come in this match. I want to see Trossard start in that match.
Yep.
That's the first change I want to see.
Oh,
I want to see Tomiyasu back up in our
exactly.
starting 11. I want him down there. And then there's this thing about Zinchenko that I want to change. See, Zinchenko is our player of the month this past month. Yeah?
Yeah.
Good and okay. I want to see him start that match, because obviously it's in Manchester City where he's won titles. He can start the match because he can be a little bit kind of like fired up. He wants to want his new team or something like that. So that spark, that fire and desire might still be there to start that game. But you see what? If he doesn't get in on the act and play according to how we want him to play, the fans want him to play, it should be changed immediately in the second half. And in the second, I don't mean 65th minute, I don't mean 70th minute, I mean in the second half. Immediately the boys are coming out from the dugout for the second half. I need to see those changes done and dusted. Quick changes, so and then we can bring in Kiri and Tierney to come and change up the whole thing. At least make runs in that left hand side and create, lots of chances for us. Either through crosses, either through cutting in behind defenses, anything. Kieran Tierney can do it, and is a speed star. Although defensively, these days I don't know what's really wrong with them, but let's see what happens. Yeah, we'll see. We want to say something before we go.
For me, discipline is key to this game. Discipline is so key to this game, because for me, it's not just about discipline is key to this
Big ups
game.
the Fight Week show. It says
Massively.
Big up Craig. Just driving back from a long day at work. Just had to pull over to make this chat. Big ups to you. All of the Fight Week. We love you, brother. Yeah.
3 things it will come down to: discipline, mentality, and character. This is what it will ultimately come down to. Discipline is about keeping in the right frame of mind. 2, you need your characters like Shevchenko in this game, because I know he's passionate, but we need him in this game to guide us, some of the younger players through.
Show that passion. This is the match.
Exactly,
You have
show
to
that
show
passion.
that passion.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you,
Not
Tony.
in all these other games.
I agree.
In this one, this ManCity one, that's where the passion should be there.
Our mentality as well. Our mentality has to be right. Has to be right in this City game. Big time. Because what if we go 1-0 down or something like that? How other players are going to react to that? If we 1-0 up or 2-1 up, how are we going to react to then? It's our mentality. That's what it comes down to. It will be tested on Wednesday. City are the champions. We need to make a statement and kickstart our season. If we do that, I believe, things will get better. Even a draw, it will maintain our gap anyway. But if we win, it'll give us a boost, guys.
We need a win.
We need to win. We need to win to get. We need to win to give us a boost. That's what we need. Big time. That's what I've got to say about that.
Thanks, Wilson. See, Sultan Gunner would have to close the show for us. I'll give him that those honors. It's my big brother. Wilson, please shout out where people could find you and give your last words so that we could go to. Just shout out where people could find you and your last words.
So essentially, if anyone wants to find me, my Instagram, you can find me on Instagram on whiwani50. They could talk more about Arsenal. Find me there.
Yeah, find Wilson, my guy, Wilson. Big ups to you, man. Thanks for coming to the show. I think Steve's, he does long shift at Walmart, so I think he's just really tired. Yeah. So, and of course, I think bringing you guys to the show just really helped me out today. So, and of course, I wanted this to be a Gunner therapy. So, and you two have done that job today, of course, with Matt. See, Matt in the house. Tell these people where they can find you, number one, and two, give us any last words you have to tell us, and three, close the show for us, my brother.
All right. So you all can find me at the Southern Gunner here on YouTube. I hadn't been active the last week or so because I've been working a lot, but I will definitely be back on it this week. Also, we need to go into this game Wednesday. We need to start really starting to buckle it down because we're in the back part of the season now. Like I said, we've got about 16 games there. Every game matters now. There is no padding, even if we got games in hand and all that stuff. It doesn't matter. We need to take every game seriously. We need to produce. Arteta needs to man manage, and we've got to get it done.
Shout out Traps Booming. Shout out to you, Traps Booming. Shout out to you, Ola. Safe Johnny White driving back. Liquid Danger assembled. Big ups to you guys. Yeah, Matt.
Yep. So, I think, like I said, I have it as a draw, but I think the battle will be won at the Etihad, and in between there, like I said, we've got a lot of stuff that could either go for us or could go against us, depending on how we react and how we take these next steps. Some of these guys, this is going to be the only time they'll ever be able to challenge for a title, and they need to make the most of it while they have that opportunity. So it's not a guarantee that you compete for titles.
Yeah. Matt, close the show for us.
What a show.
Close the show for us. Guys, join us tomorrow for the Three Gunners. The Three Gunners is a show for me, Craig Matthews, and the Fan Nation TV wizard will be here tomorrow, 8 p.m. UK time. See, guys, you have to join us, yeah? Another Gunner therapy and a preview show for that crunch match on Wednesday. Deji Sports will be here on Thursday. We'll be here to, laugh at Arsenal that we drop points. But you know what? I'm also going to get my revenge on him because Leicester City destroyed Tottenham Hotspurs just last weekend. So let's see what's gonna happen come Thursday. And guys, go subscribe to Matt Sultan Gunner channel. Please, you need to do it. Since you guys are still here, please go to that channel and go support my brother. Please, and subscribe to that channel. If you're watching this, in the morning, please go and subscribe to the Sultan channel. Look for Wilson on Instagram. He loves to talk football. He loves a good conversation about Arsenal. Please go down there and have a good chat with him. Big up to everyone. Thank you, Matt, for joining us on the show. And Wilson, big ups to you, man. And catch you guys soon.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy.